Now, right here, you're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7. Live on hot7025fm.com.
It's your main man, 360 the Poet from the Morning Wood. And are you looking for the perfect drink? Well, you found it. Mimosa Royale is the perfect combination of California sparkling white wine and natural juice that is both tasty and refreshing. No artificial colors or flavors, no sugar added, and it's gluten-free. As the world's first ready-to-drink mimosa, Mimosa Royale is perfect for any occasion, day or night. You no longer have to drink 12 of those seltzers just to get that perfect buzz. At 8% alcohol, Mimosa Royale is the perfect drink to party with. Offered in a variety of flavors and sizes, you are bound to find a Mimosa Royale that you'll love. We have berry, mango, apple, and orange, with more flavors to come. Mimosa Royale is the most award-winning flavored wine that serves in bottles or cans. You can find them online at drinkmimosa.com or find them at your local liquor store. Ask for it by name. Mimosa Royale.
Hi. Hey.
What's up? All your favorite artists.
Check it out. Say my name. DJ Khaled.
This is Mila J.
Bruno Mars. On hot7025fm.com.
Tune in now on hot7025fm.com.
What's going on, everybody? It's your main man, 360 the Poet from the Morning Wood, and I'm here to talk to you about the Sci-Fi Center. It's your Vegas home for science fiction, horror, and fantasy. From comic books, toys, and posters to movie screenings and live events, they've got you covered. Located at 900 Cameron Avenue, Suite B209, give them a call, 702-900-4335, or reach them at thescificenter.com.
E-Class Consulting. It's owned and operated by E. Carice, providing tools, training, and resources that are sure to make you and your business even more successful. We are staffed with a marketing, credit, tax, and a real estate consultant. E-Class Consulting also provides a temporary admin service called E-Class Admins. Want to book an appointment with E-Class Consulting? Call 702-518-3002 or email book@eclassconsulting.com. E-Class Consulting, navigating you to greatness.
Yo, it's Tavon Greatness Patterson. Want to listen to Hot 7025 on the go? Download the Hot 702.5 app on the Apple Store or Google Play Store if you got an Android like me.
Let's get it.
Hello. Welcome back. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Happy Wednesday, as we like to know so well. It's a great Wednesday afternoon. Happy to see y'all again. Happy to be here again on the hottest radio station on the planet, Hot 702.5 FM. It's your boy, Juss Quanni. You know, we here talk is cheaps, here live and loud. Yeah, I know. I am loud. That's why I said that. No, I'm playing. One of my kids told me that over the weekend, or actually that was Monday, a couple days ago. Yeah, my daughter told me. I came in the house after work one day and she was like, "You too loud." I told her, that's how I am. Make sure you can hear me. But all in all, this last week, I'll be honest, man, this last week was what I want to call, challenging, but like in a good way. You know what I mean? Like in a really good way. There was just a lot of roadblocks that I did not know I could hop over and with ease like that. You know, they come our way and we take care of it. We fix it. We handle it. With really like no issues for the most part with that. So I've been pretty happy about that. This last week has been pretty, challenging. Tuesday, if you don't know, Tuesday was the 13th year that I have been without my brother. It was his anniversary of his death. He passed away August 12th, 2012. So we just celebrated 13 years of that. We actually went to Buffalo Wild Wings. It was a Tuesday, and little backstory, me and my brother, when he was here, we used to go to Buffalo Wild Wings every Tuesday for the traditional Tuesdays. You buy one, get one on the bone-in wings. So since this year, his death anniversary fell on a Tuesday, I felt like it was only right to go there. So me and moms and, my wife and kids, we all met up there at Buffalo Wild Wings. We had a good little time. something simple and intimate just for the family, for the immediate family. It was really, really nice. And I'm just happy we was able to do it. My older brother couldn't be there because of work, unfortunately. He worked at UPS. You know how that goes. He be trying to get them hours in. But all in all, the rest of the week was pretty much easy. And I'm not saying that like I had nothing to do. I mean easy as if like with the support and the people around me, I took care of everything in a good fashionly manner, man. I was on it, man. I was on it. I was taking care of business this past week. So I'm just really happy about that and really excited. However, you know me, I come in, me and my boys may meet on the weekends, or me and some friends or acquaintances or some fellas, and we have conversations. And lately I've been kind of trickling those conversations into the podcast since they kind of go along with what I do anyway. So this time around, we were talking about the importance of the father in the home. I know last week we kind of went over kind of sort of something like this in a way. But again, we had this conversation, and it's more so this time about being active and present in the home, right? A lot of people think that you can be present as long as you're paying bills. But I mean, you paying bills, but them kids, they need time. They need to see you there. They need you to be active. They need you to be, they need you to be involved. Kids are little treasures, man. And they grow up so fast. And listen, I got 4 of them. I got 4 of them things at home. And I'm telling you right now, I didn't realize that I've been a father for almost 9 years come October. So I'm just telling y'all that, it's it goes by, things go by pretty quick here with that. And I've been looking like, man, I've been around this whole time being a dad. I think well, you know what? I ain't gonna play myself. I know I'm good at it. I know I take care of business. All I ever wanted to do as a kid was be a dad. So who knew that I'd get into this position and do exactly what I needed to do? I knew, I knew. All in all though, respectfully with everything going on, I just feel like there are a lot of people that try to make excuses for themselves or others. But I'm telling you right now, as a kid, and mind you, I say this all the time, y'all may think I'm playing, but my dad was a magician. He had the best disappearing act. You know what I mean? Only thing I know is his name was Willie. Willie come back? I don't know. All jokes aside, that taught me one very valuable lesson in life, especially with me being a dad now, is I will never, ever abandon my children like that. I don't care if I'm broke and I'm supposed to see them. I'll still pull up and just hang out with them or take them back home, whatever the case may be. I will still do what I got to do for my kids, because regardless of what y'all may think, man, them kids just want to spend time with you. I kid you not. They just want to spend time with you. I think the fact that my kids love me so much is one of the reasons is I stay in their face. I'm always in their face, because I know at one point it's going to be a time where they're not going to want me nowhere around them, which I'm going to respect for the most part, within reason, respect it as much as I can. But I do know my children are going to be, I want them to see just how much I love them. Ultimately, that's what my goal is, for them to see just how much I actually love them, what I would do to make sure that they're okay, the lengths I would go to make sure that they straight. So I want my kids to be able to see that one day. And I'm hoping with everything that I do and how I go on in life, I'm sure, so far, I'm sure that's a good road, fast paced, and they'll be ready to do all of that. But again, that's just me. I just don't like some of y'all to make these excuses about not wanting to see the kids because of the mama or family or whatever the case may be. But you can always go down to the court. You can get visitation rights. Sometimes the mamas don't even be holding the kids from y'all. Y'all just ain't trying to be around because y'all think y'all got better stuff to do. But I'm telling you right now, nothing comes before those kids, man. Nothing comes before those kids. I try to tell y'all that, some things I want to dive into because I just think it's really important to us, especially for our culture, man. Like, I want to dig deep into something that's bigger than money, bigger than status, bigger than anything else. The importance of a father in the home. No matter what you may think, it is very important. And before y'all get there, we're going to talk about how it's important to have both parents in the home. But right now, we at the beginning. So just roll with me for a minute. Let me get there, all right? Black fathers in particular don't always get the respect they deserve. But tonight, we're going to talk about why presence matters, how it shapes our children, and why we have to do better for the next generation. I'm sure some of y'all know the answers to these already, but at the same time, I'm going to give them to you again. It's okay. I just want to talk about the power of presence, the power of being there for your child, just showing up. You know what I mean? Presence is power. You know, a child doesn't need a millionaire dad. They need a consistent dad. They need a man who shows up, who listens, who sets the tone. And when fathers are absent, the void is loud. And I mean super loud. The void is super loud. Y'all wonder why I joke around so much and I play around so much? A big part of that came from not having a father around as a kid. Watching my brothers be with their father and having that father-son bonding time they get to get. But I'm over here looking like, all right, when's the next magic trick? You're going to reappear or disappear? What's going to happen? You know? Very important to have that. Because I'm telling you, but when we present, when we hear, when we show up, you know, the presence becomes the blueprint for how our sons learn manhood and how our daughters learn what to expect from men. And I tell Diamond all the time about this. I say that we are showing our children live examples, here in the moment, here in the now, real life examples. I said, the children are going to look at us and the boys are going to look at me and be like, okay, this is how a woman is supposed to love and approach me. The girls are going to see, okay, this is how a man is supposed to love and approach me. But they'll also see, this is what the girls will see what a man should do, how he should act, how he should operate, what the borderline statistics, or sorry, not statistics, what the base foundation, what it is to see what a man should do and what a man should be in the home. I tell her, like, if my kids see me constantly belittling you, talking down to you, or just treating you bad, then they're going to grow up thinking, one, my girls are going to think it's okay to get treated like that. And then two, my boys are going to think it's okay to treat women like that. No, that's negative. I'm not doing none of that in my home, in our household. I'm trying to teach healthy, productive ways of lifestyles for my kids. I don't want them to feel like that any form of aggression or violence is the way to go when we have a better outlet to get it done. Yeah, my dad wasn't around to help me with the blueprint and give it to me, but guess what? I got mine. I guarantee you I'll be there for them. I mean, unless, you know, God be willing, I'll be here to make sure that they reach adult ages and get started with life. But I will not turn my back on these kids just because I feel like me and their mama ain't getting along or I can't get what I want. Like, at the end of the day, it ain't about me no more, player. It ain't about none of y'all no more. I'm tired of y'all having these kids and y'all feeling like everything revolves around your decisions and what you need to do. Let's be real. Every decision you make, and I do mean every single decision you make, needs to have those kids in mind. You want to get a new job? Cool. Make sure you start that job the weekend after you end the other one so you can still provide for those kids. You know what I mean? You want to take a trip? Cool. Make sure those kids go with you, or make sure they with the other parents so that way they taken care of and they good to go. Stop just getting up, jumping around and saying, I need a break, so you go and lead the kids around and you go fuck off and do whatever you want to do, and you end up putting yourself in a worse situation. Now them kids in a worse situation. It's got to stop. It's got to stop. Y'all got to realize that these kids are the next generation. You are literally doing the same things that you got mad at your parents for doing. But you think it's okay for you to blame your parents, but you don't want to take accountability for doing it to your own kids. But, you know, I'm just preaching. I know it ain't a certain day and we ain't at church, but I'll talk to y'all a little bit, you know. But I tell Diamond all the time about that how my daughters will see certain things from her and they will need to mirror those things. So we got to be real careful with what we do and say to each other, because my sons are also looking at me like, right now, I'm happy to know that my kids like going to work. They want to go to work. They want to get a job. They want to take care of everything. I'm happy to know all of that. I am super happy to know. But that don't mean that, how was I finna say on that one? I'm happy to know that they are ready to work. Now, that don't mean that I want my girls to be in the workforce all their life. Like, they mom was able to take 2 years off of work because I was like, I got it. I'm gonna go get 2 jobs. I'll work every day so you can be good, take care of the kids at home. That's a full-time job in itself. I got you. You sit back and deal with the kids. I'll help where I can, where you need me to, and then I'll go to work and make sure all the bills are paid, which we were good for 2 years. She just went back to work, a month or two ago? Maybe a month or two ago. I mean, she loving her job, but let's not make it. She didn't have to. She chose to. And that's where compromise comes in. Even though I'm more comfortable with her staying at home, I'm like, well, I don't want you to feel like a slave. So if you want to go back out and work, no problem at all. Let's fix the scheduling. Let's work on that. Take care of it with the kids in school. My work schedule, your work schedule, we'll make it happen. And we did. We made it happen. We've been making it happen. But every part of that thought process had those kids in mind on what we needed to do for them, you know. Because again, teamwork makes the dream work. It takes both of us to make sure that these kids will have a healthy upbringing, and we're not the perfect parents, but we try. We do our best. We make sure we stay on top of it. We try to be involved when it comes to school, when it comes to homework, when it comes to outside activities and sports. We try to be involved with all of it because we know that these kids, regardless of what y'all may think, man, these kids really do, they really do need healthy direction. Healthy direction, man. Healthy. And I don't know how many times I got to say that part because some of y'all don't know what healthy direction is, but we'll get there. But again, it's teamwork. It's about both of us working together to get it done. So even if mom and dad don't see eye to eye, the kids deserve to see both. They don't care about old arguments. They just want love and stability. We've got to remember, parenting isn't about our feelings. It's not about us. It's about their future. When we put the kids first, the drama gets smaller and the love gets bigger. Because let's be real, a lot of the times we having drama because we don't want to compromise with each other. But it's not about us. It's not about us. It's about these babies, man. It's about these dang kids. Like, y'all think that you can just go around talking about each other, talking bad to each other, and the kids don't recognize or notice it? Let me tell you something. When we tear down the other parent, we don't just damage them. We damage our kids. Bro, if a mother tells her child that their father ain't nothing, what does that child think about themselves? Because I'll tell you right now from a personal experience, my entire life I grew up in a family where all I got to hear about is how my dad wasn't shit. How my dad ain't this, my dad ain't that. They don't like him because he ain't this, he ain't do this, he ain't do that. So I'm over here thinking like, okay, what am I? Because y'all treat me the same way y'all talk about him. That may not have went over y'all heads, but I'm going to say it again. Y'all treated me the way y'all talked about him. And I didn't know the man. Y'all knew more about him than I did. But I sat up there and I dealt with that in my childhood. I had to worry about that and deal with that. I got treated the way my family felt about my father, even though I didn't even know him like that. You know what I mean? So y'all think that this bashing, and again, it wasn't necessarily my mother, because my mother always let us see it for ourselves. But that don't mean other family members wasn't really saying nothing or putting it on my grandma or auntie and them. People were really putting that into the air. And I'm a kid. Like, y'all shouldn't be having these conversations with me. Like, as kids, we're made up of both parents. When we degrade each other as parents, we're cutting at the child's identity. Because now they're confused on what's going on or who they are and what they is. Or what traits they may have. We have to be bigger than our pain and choose respect even when it's hard. And trust me, I know it can be difficult. It could be tormenting. It could be just really hard to deal with. Okay, just really hard to deal with. And we have to work through it. We got to get through it. We just do. Where there's a will, there's a way. So there's always a way for us to work it out and deal with each other and get back on track for these kids. Because again, it's our pain. We can't push our pain onto our children because of what their other parent did to us. We can't do that. That's not right. It's not fair. What we have to do is properly heal and from that without putting the children in the middle. They don't deserve that. Plus, it confuses them a little bit. It makes them feel like, well, dang, maybe daddy is a bad guy because mommy says this, or maybe mommy is a bad person because daddy says this. Like, I don't ever want to put my kids against their other parent. I try to remind them and explain to them how important she is to them and how they should love her as well. And as much as they love me, they should love her just as much. But I mean, we all know, I'm the dad. They fucks with daddy. You know what I mean? It is what it is. No, I'm just playing. But all jokes aside, I do make sure I touch base with them on how important it is for them to treat their mother with respect and love her properly. Because at the end of the day, they did come out of her. They did come out of her. I always tell Diamond that joke. Whenever we all in the room watching TV or watching a movie together, I'd be like, dang, Diamond, either everybody in this room has either came out of you or came in you. Yeah, I play too much. Anyway, let's get back to the show. So to every father who's working doubles to provide, to every man braiding his daughter's hair before school, to every dad teaching his son how to tie a tie. Because I'm telling you, man, learning to tie a tie, I went to YouTube. And I got pretty good at it, didn't I? I got really good at it. Salute to you. Shout out to y'all. I appreciate all of y'all for that hard work and effort you put into your kids. Keep on doing it. It ain't going unseen. We see it, Kings. We understand. You are breaking cycles. Whether you believe it or not, you're breaking cycles. And if you don't know, our generation of dads is the most active and involved generation of dads to date. Just gonna throw that out there because we're doing our goddamn thing. You are planting seeds that will grow long after you're gone, and we need to celebrate you louder because your work is the foundation of strong families and strong communities. I kid y'all not, whether you want to believe it or not, being an active father, you get so many better benefits out of your children that way. Be involved, be active, be present, show up and show out. It's not that difficult. It's not that hard. And I guarantee you the love you receive from those kids in return, it'll be worth it all. It'll be worth every single thing, every little moment it is. Because, man, when I'm telling you, when people didn't show out, well, yes, I got that on another part we'll talk about soon, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Now, fellas, if you've been distant, if you missed moments, it's not too late. I always tell people, better late than never. Better late than never. Your kids don't need you to be perfect. They just need you to be present. Right? You don't need to be perfect. You need to be present. Wrong P you looking at. Sisters, ladies, please. If you have a man who's really trying to step up, you got to let him. You got to let him. Please don't use the kids as a weapon, as a pawn, as a game. And as a community, we've got to lift fatherhood up as the standard, not the exception. Whew. Can I say that again for y'all? Yeah, I'm going to say it again for y'all. As a community, we've got to lift fatherhood back up as the standard, not the exception. You don't like it? I love it. I love that line. That's so true. You have to. Because when fathers show up, cycles are broken. We know that. We know that firsthand. I witnessed that firsthand. Like I experienced it. I try to be there. Me and Diamond had always been together and lived together the whole time. We may have been on and off for 17 years, but you know, it's only been the last 2 years we've been consistently staying together in the home with her, me and the children. And when I tell you each time they've come back around, there's something I have to help break. And I say help because it takes both of us as parents to make sure that this standard is set. There are some things that she may have allowed that are leading to behavior that I don't allow or we shouldn't allow as parents. We communicate about that, we talk about that, and then we implement an action plan to make sure that that does not happen again in the household, in the community. But man, when I'm telling you, you know, cycles are broken when we show up. I just got to keep telling y'all that, like, y'all don't understand that some of these toxic cycles that your kids are dealing with or in with their mom, it's because you're not there and showing up like you're supposed to be. Listen, I got friends, I got acquaintances, and no, they're not the perfect dads, and they be trying, and I tell them all the time, you could do better. I don't mind putting nobody on the spot because when it comes to being a father, you have no choice but to be a father. You choose to ignore it, you choose not to do it, you can't be around me. We can't be cool, we can't be friends if you don't take care of your kids. I'm sorry, bro. I can't hang out with you. You got to go somewhere else over there where the loser section is at because I don't deal with people that don't take care of their kids. I'm sorry, you can't be around me at all. But kids grow up believing in themselves because their father believed in them. Do you know how many times, just now thinking about it, there's so many instances with my kids that they've done something and kept going at it just because I was there. I showed up. I was present. They take one look at me and smile because I'm there and they like, oh, dad's here, I can do it. That alone lets me know I need to be there for everything. I don't care if they get an award for being on time for school every day, an attendance award. I'll be there. Because the sight of me alone makes a difference. Just seeing me will make a difference. Let me see here. Kids growing up believing in themselves because their fathers believed in them. Yeah, I definitely do. Families get stronger. Communities get safer. Generations get healed. Every father listening right now has the power to change history in their household. By simply, well, it's going to kill y'all to know what it is. By simply, just take a guess. How? By simply being a parent. That's it. Show up and show out. Just be a parent. And you can change those things, those toxic cycles, issues that you have in the home. Work together with your other parent, your co-parent. Y'all do this together. You know what I mean? It's a team effort, team builder. Team builder for sure. Some of y'all don't really, I wouldn't say y'all don't really want to hear too much or say too much, but it is super important for y'all as fathers to be around these children to give them the confidence they need. And y'all fail to realize that. Y'all want to put y'all partying and girls and whatever else above y'all children. But let me tell you something. God is watching. God watches everything. And if you ain't going to be no dad and you can't take care of your kids, man, listen, I just want to say that if you deflect if you neglect those kids and keep doing it throughout life, I know it's a place that it's going to be real warm that's going to be waiting on you. A nice, real warm place. Or at least I assume that will be it, because why in the hell would you put these kids on this earth and then walk away from them like they don't need the help? I'll never understand it. Never will. To each his own. Yeah, I'll talk bad about any dad you bring my way and he admits to the fact that he don't want to be a dad. I will talk bad about that man to his face. I will talk super bad. I don't care what the stipulations were. I don't care what the situation included or was in. All I know is when that child came, you were supposed to be there for that child. Yes, I understand we get in some situations where, for example, like the Anthony Edwards situation. Hey, I don't really know what to say about that because I have mixed feelings because there's so many different variables to put into play with that situation that I just feel like it played out the way it was supposed to. I only feel bad for the child. That's it. Just the child, not the mama, just the child. But situations like that, sometimes they have you at a loss, but overall, man, y'all will sit up here and y'all know it takes two to tango. Y'all will get somebody pregnant and say, I don't want to be a dad. But it's kind of like, why you ain't use protection? Why you ain't use a condom? Unless that girl manipulated you or poked a hole in that, I don't want to hear those stories. All I want to hear is, well, I wanted to have a good time and then we ended up with a baby, so now I'm going to be a father. I'm going to take care of it. That's all you can do. That's all you can do. What I do have for y'all as well is a few short, simple facts that I want to talk about. Not really talk about, just kind of give out. Because a lot of people think that, again, it's not that important for the father to be in the home. But I'm telling you now, I don't care how bad you think it's not important. It is. It is. And I got some facts to kind of back me up on that. Please don't shoot the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger at all. You don't like what I'm saying? I don't know what to tell you. Hey, it is what it is. Now, again, they may be conversational, but not really too much to argue with and not too much heavy on the numbers. Just kind of like an idea of where things are at. So, for example, children with involved fathers are 39% more likely to earn better grades. Can I give a short story about that? It was either kindergarten or first grade. It was first grade because I was in a portable. I wasn't kindergarten. I was out on the side of Quanti McCall. First grade. And mind you, like he popped up every once in a while, but it was like a blue moon, a solar eclipse. I rarely even saw him. But this is a story I can tell. One time I was in first grade and I was not listening to my teacher. I was not listening. I was acting up. I was just like feeling like, hey, I'm king of the world around this motherfucker, So with that being said, my father got called up to the school. I didn't even know that he would even show up. Like I was happy to see him just to see he was around, but man, he hit me right in my goddamn chest. And told me to stop acting up. That's all he did to me. He told me to stop acting up. And that was first grade. When I tell y'all, every year after that, I was probably a straight A student. I was golden up until high school. He ain't had no issues out of me. I did my work. I did everything. All because I remember that one time my father showed up to school and told me I should be listening and doing what I needed to do. You know what I mean? Crazy, but it happened and it worked. Because I'm telling you, boy, when it came to school, I was not playing around no more. I was not playing around. Fatherless homes account for nearly 90% of youth runaways in America. I don't know if I ever shared this with y'all, but I have run away before. I had a friend. I was in 6th grade. I forgot what happened at home, but I ended up running away from home. I felt like I wasn't being understood. I was getting in trouble for things my brothers did. It was just, I'm a kid. I didn't know any better. Was I right? No, I wasn't right to do it. It was just, again, I was a kid. But I ran away a couple of times. But the good thing about it is the friend that I had, his mother, she let me stay 2 nights. 2 nights. And then she came the 3rd day and she said, hey, listen, I know you don't want to be there, but as a mother, I would worry about mine if I didn't know where they were for 2 or 3 days. I'm not saying you can't be here, but I do think you need to go check in with your mother. And she sent me off to go home. At the time, I was upset because I'm like, I'm running away. Why you not letting me rebel? Why you not letting me rebel? Rebel. Why you not letting me rebel? And as an adult, I'm like, that lady was a parent looking out for another parent because she's like, damn, I'd be a mom. I'd be super worried about my kid. Granted, do you know when I got home, they was like, oh, we didn't even know you was gone. It's fucked up. But yeah, they didn't even know I was gone, So how did that make me feel then? Again, the same way, like they ain't give a fuck about me. They don't care about me. It is what it is. But Fatherless homes account for nearly 90% of youth runaways in America. That's sad, man. Especially when I think of songs like that Runaway Love by Mary J. Blige and Ludacris. Daughters with strong father relationships are less likely to enter toxic relationships. And that's a good thing for me, because I'm not saying that my daughters are going to have the perfect relationships or boyfriends as they get older. But what I want them to be able to do is detect when and where they should be, if that's the type of environment they should be around. And I think letting them see that in person and being involved and active kind of helps them with that, or help them through that, you know. But again, that's just me, right? That's just me, how I'm thinking. Sons with active fathers are more likely to manage emotions better and avoid violence. Listen, when I tell y'all that one right there, gonna make me put the paper down. I didn't have a father growing up, so controlling my emotions, I don't know what that meant. You know, I was in my mid to late 20s when I found out how to control my emotions. Yeah, mid 20s. And that's when I started learning how to do that. That's crazy, ain't it? That was only about, 8 years ago? I learned how to do it. That's wild to me. But because of that, I try to tell my boys, especially Terrence, because he's the oldest, you know, I try to let him see that it's okay to show emotions and express himself. Not only do I tell him, but I try to show him healthy ways to do so. Whether me and his mom are having a conversation, or I'm talking to them trying to have a conversation, or I'm apologizing to them because I probably overreacted on something. Hey, it is what it is. But I'm glad that I went through that, so now my boys can be prepared and have that knowledge and training to be able to get it done themselves. Again, I keep, like, I try to bring up stories, but this is the same thing. Like when my pop showed up that day at school, man, oh God, I don't know how to explain how much of a in my head it was to act right and do right, right? But let's go to the other end of that on showing up as a parent. Because growing up in school, I also got a lot of awards for Student of the Month or whatever it may be. I got a lot of awards for that. And when I get the award, I'm happy. I'm walking up, I'm getting the award, and I'm looking around, but it ain't nobody there. It ain't nobody there. I'm getting these awards, but I'm watching kids with their families, their parents, praising them, appreciating them, showing value, dedication to them. And I'm over here looking like, oh, it just confirms what I felt like I already knew. They don't give a fuck about me. You know, you see how that goes all throughout life. It just turns into the kid feeling like the parents didn't care. Feel like they didn't care. They didn't want to be there. Like it's. I literally felt like I could have died. I could have got killed, and they would have just been like, all right, well, shit, just throw him in a box. It'd be all right, and not even do nothing about it after that. Just put me in a box in the backyard and leave me there. That's how I would be feeling about that. I'm trying to get y'all to see how detrimental it is for y'all to be active and involved, because just showing up, man, just showing up in itself, it does wonders. It does wonders. I got plenty of friends, right? And these friends and acquaintances, like me, we work a lot. We work a lot. Whether that's 12-hour days, 16-hour days, we work a lot. But regardless of how much we work, man, we show up for them kids. Show up and show out. I could be dead tired. Every night I get home probably about 11 to midnight, 11 p.m. or midnight. And every time I walk in the house, I be dead tired from work. But my youngest, when he be like running and stumping through the hallway, chasing to get to me at the front door, my face light up. I act like I got all the energy in the world for him now, for all of them. No problem at all. No problem at all. Because in all honesty, yeah, I may be tired, but that don't mean I need to go work all day, then come home and ignore my kids because they've been waiting for me all day. And I just want to say forget it and, hey, no, I'm going to go to sleep. I can't help y'all. I'm going to go to sleep. No, that ain't how it is. Fatherhood involves you making sacrifice for love when it comes to your children. One of those things I'll sacrifice is sleep to make sure they get some time with me, you know. And it's not every day. It don't have to be every night. But I do it every once in a while to make sure that they know that, hey, I'm going to spend some time with you. Again, y'all been waiting on me all day. Why wouldn't I want to sit up here and spend time with you? You know, on the other side, I've seen what happens when dads aren't around. Kids start searching for validation in the wrong places. How many of y'all have been dealing with people or environments or groups that you've been in where you shouldn't be in them? Let's say you got a friend group and the group is very toxic. All they do is be messy and talk about it and go drinking every weekend. Do you really think that that's a great group for you to be in? Like, yeah, when you like 19 to 23, I can understand that. I can understand it for sure. But staying in that group after you mature and not realizing that maybe you're just not supposed to be in that room anymore. I made a statement at the other day, and I said that I never want to be the smartest guy in the room, because that means I need to switch rooms. Obviously, I need to be in a different room so I can learn something else, learn more, grow. So if I'm always the smartest guy in the room, I can't learn nothing from nobody in here. But I say that in a way of never try to be the smartest guy in the room. Always try to see what you can learn from people, what you can do to be better, treat yourself better. You know what I mean? Like, some of y'all don't get it, but y'all will one day. I kid you not. Y'all will get it one day for sure. Whether that's sooner or later, you'll get it. One thing I want to ask, like, this may be, you may reach out or you may leave comments about it, but what's one lesson that your father or father figure taught you that you still carry today? For me, funny enough, him not being there showed me to always be there for my kids. So even though he wasn't present, it made me want to be present 24/7. You know, when was the last time you told your kids you love them? And I tell mine every day. It was because you never know. Especially, I work in the funeral industry. You never know. I tell all my family and friends I love them as much as I can. My kids, I tell them every single day. Multiple times throughout the day at that too. You ain't got to say it in the morning or at just night. I'll just randomly be like, hey, I love y'all. Hey, love y'all. Love you. Just so they know. I bet you, growing up, that's one thing they'll know for sure is daddy loved me. Daddy and mommy. And then another question is, what cycle are you breaking in your family by showing up as a father today? And in my family, specifically to that question, just by showing up, by being a dad, by being present and active and involved in my kids' lives. I didn't see none of that too much in my family growing up, so I will be that representation for my kids. I'll make sure they get to see it. Let me see here. It was one more of these I wanted to just go over. Oh, this one here. A father is a child's first protector, first teacher, and first example of love. I say that because we as fathers are the disciplinary parents. So we don't mind showing you right from wrong because we do it out of love. We do it because we care. But if I'm not being there as a father like I'm supposed to be, I'm teaching you all the wrong things. I'm giving you habits, or I'm teaching you habits and issues that you should not have or shouldn't be around. So do I really want that to be the deal? No, nobody does. Nobody really wants that issue with there. But I think that's when you come into play as a father to realize, okay, you know what? I think ultimately that I need to step up and take care of what I need to take care of. I need to step up and make sure that I do this for my kids. I do this for my family. What I cannot do is bullshit or beat around the bush and BS around and not be actively involved to help my children out. Any sacrifice I make is going to be for my children. When you see me making sacrifices, it's because I know that they need better and they can do better. I make sacrifices for my wife as well. But overall, me and her together as a team make sacrifices so that the children are okay. So before we get out of here, I want every man listening to ask yourself this. What will your kids remember about you? Not what you brought them, but how you showed up for them. Because in the end, kids remember love more than lifestyle. And fathers, you gotta remember you matter. You gotta remember you matter. Okay. This has been, this is Talk is Cheap. Your host, Juss Quanni on Hot 702.5 FM. Tonight we talked about why fathers matter. Fathers, keep showing up. Please, fathers, keep showing up. Keep loving your kids. Keep being the blueprint. To the men who are doing it right, I salute you. To the men who are trying to do better, keep pushing. And to the community, let's uplift our fathers, because strong fathers build strong families. I'm your host, Juss Quanni, reminding you that talk may be cheap, but action is priceless. Until next time, stay strong, stay present, and stay true. I'll see y'all next week on the hottest radio station on the planet, Hot 702.5 FM. Peace, love, and hair grease.
Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet, Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip-hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7 on Hot 702.5FM.com.